Good morning, everyone. This is going to be the first episode of Vintage Garage. This is my 1988 E30 M3 that I've had for about 6 or 7 years now. Started off as a track car, and I turned it back into a street car, and kind of went the sport evolution spec, or at least that was my goal. And so I've got a 2.5 S14 that I built myself. And I've got the Sport Evo rear spoiler over here. And I've got the Sport Evo seats, or interior theme going here with the red seat belts. And I do have a genuine suede steering wheel as well, the M-Tech 2, but it's not in currently. Actually just got that, so I got to clean it up a bit. It's an original one, so it needs a little bit of love. Then kind of the last piece of the puzzle that I've been searching for a while is this Sport Evolution front spoiler kit. I scored it from a local SIG member that I met at the Vintage this year, and he was kind enough to sell it to me for what he got it for. So kind of feel bad in a sense, because I just unboxed them or unbagged them, and they are all genuine BMW parts. I have an invoice from 1997 that they purchased it from Corman Motors, actually. But yeah, that's going to be the last piece here to finish up this front end. So y'all are going to be here with me, and I haven't found a single good video, or for that matter, even just instructions on how to assemble this properly and the right amount of hardware and all. I found this, which is supposed to be the original instructions on how to assemble it, but even just looking at it, I found discrepancies and not the right number of bolts and whatnot to do it correctly. So I'm going to try to document that as best I can, and then you guys will follow along with me. All right, stay tuned. All right, first things first, front bumper's got to come off. This is a Euro spec bumper that I put on before I repainted the car. I opted to go the Euro version, get rid of the side markers, clean it up a little bit. But it is just a regular Euro version, so it won't have all the screw holes in the bottom of it like the like a genuine Sport Evo front bumper would have had. Anyways, the front end comes apart really easy. There's literally just 2 bolts. Pop the covers off right there for the to get access to the front bumper shocks. It's 2 17 nuts. Pop those off. There was enough slack in my case, so just put the bumper on the ground. Unplug the turn indicators, driving lights, and the fog lights in my case. And then on the right hand side, you'll have the outside temperature sensor. So unplug all those, and the bumper's free. Oh, actually, there's also a screw here in this fender well. There's one right here in the middle. It's an 8mm. This guy right here. You take that loose, it just makes it a lot easier to get past this little ridge to slide it off the front bumper shocks. Anyways, that's it. Front bumper off. All right, so step 1 is going to be, I'm going to put that right there in focus. I can pause it if you want to read along with me, so I might as well do all this. There. And there. Step 1 says, well, remove it, blah, 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 blah. We already got it off the car. It's sitting here on the ground. It is to install this gasket, which is number 3, into number 1. So a bumper here upside down, and that's number 1. And I'm going to mate the gasket with it, and then I'll be back. All right, something to note here. The gasket is offset. You can see here. So this part is going to sit towards the outside. So basically, as I have it, I'm starting here on the passenger side of the spoiler, and it's just going to slide right down in here, boop, all the way at the end. You can see that like that. So I'm going to work it all the way around, and I'll be back. All right, I got the gasket in. all the way around. And you're left with about that much extra. So I'm just going to snip it and then finish it off. Make sure it's pushed all the way in. There's little ribs in here, so it sits in pretty nicely. Anyways, I'm going to snip that off and then on to the next step. All right, now that the gasket's done, we're on to the next step, which is the air outlet cover, number 2 on this diagram, which is this guy, which, if I understand correctly, has to do with the airflow for the oil cooler. So basically, you have this piece that, I think I've got it upside down right now, but it can go in this position, which is basically wide open. It can go in this position, which is half open. Not quite sure how much of a difference it actually makes, but yeah, I think I'm going to do the half open version. It seems like that's what most people go for. And then, yeah, we'll see. Let me think about it for a second, and then I'll let you guys know what I decided. But anyways, hold on. Before I go, this is the hardware you need for it. So it's this 599 part number. All right, there. That's what the part actually looks like. It's a little spread rivet. And then at the end, I'll let you know how many of them you needed total, because they're used for this number 8 here on this diagram. It says 29, but it's not 29 when I counted it last time. Anyways, yep, I'll be right back. All right, I'm sure some of y'all will have noticed it, but I did have it upside down. But it's right side up now. I have opted to go for the option that has more cooling and I guess slightly less aerodynamics because it's more open. But yep, that's it. All the rivets in place, just got to pop them in and we're on to the next step. All right, I used a 10 mil 1/4 inch drive deep socket to hold the rivet on the backside. These are actually pretty tough to hammer home, and had that on the bottom like so, supporting it, and then use this guy, hammer that down, sent them home. All right, that job is done. All right, here comes the scary part. It requires all the drilling. So we're up to this step. Just hold the undercover tightly against the bumper cover and mark all the attachment hole, drill holes 1 and 2. See figure 2, which is this one. 18 holes 1 and 26 of holes 2. I'm not sure I'm going to drill all those holes. I think I'm just going to drill the holes that I plan to run the splitter at. So I haven't quite decided which setting I'm going to do. But anyways, there's 2 different holes. There's 1 and 2. So the 1s are going to be 8 millimeter holes, and the 2s are 12.5 millimeter holes. So the 2 bits I have there, 12.5 are quite large. That's to actually attach the splitter to the undercover. But this is what I've done. So I've got it kind of mocked up here, and I'll let you know whether this was successful or not. Well, if you're following along, you'll know. What I'm going to do to try to center this is I'm going to line the back of this up, make sure this is totally flush right here, and then I'm going to actually drill that hole and secure it so that it can't move, because this thing wants to move everywhere. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to go around to this side, and I'm going to do this one. So same thing, I'm going to line it up flush with the back here, push it in place, drill that hole, and then secure it. And then I'm probably going to do the same around the front here, strategically, maybe do that one or 2 here in the middle, and then over here, and then actually secure it in place so that it can't move. And then I'll go around and drill the rest of them. But yeah, that's going to be my, that's my plan. So I'll get started and then you'll see how that goes. All right, there we have it. First two done. Pretty happy, honestly. It's looked like it's super nice and flush back here. Locked it in with same rivets that you use in the middle here. So that one's in, looking nice and flush. Around to this side. This one's in, nice and flush. And then now it's time to I'm gonna pick one here in the middle and lock it in, and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm happy with how it's looking. I might flip it over and see. And then if we're happy, we're gonna keep on drilling. And it's the same little rivets. So it's these guys, the 599 part number that you use to lock them in place. All right, back at it. Got all the holes drilled and the rivets in place. It turns out that sheet was accurate, at least for that count. There's 28 total. So of these rivet guys for the 599 part number, there are 28 total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm sorry, 18. It was 18 total. And I was unsure about these middle ones here because some show that there's screws that go in these 6 spots here. But the instructions said to drill an 8mm hole, which the screw wouldn't work for. So, and the rivets fit perfectly. So I went with the rivets, and I think it'll work out just fine. Yeah, so next up, we're gonna have the actual splitter part to install now. And there's a few options. I think there's the Monza setting and the Nürburgring setting, depending how far in and out you want the splitter to sit. I think I'm probably gonna go with the Monza setting, which is the less aggressive of the two. So to install those, you've got these odd looking bushing / nuts. I'm not quite sure what to call them, but you have to drill this 12.5mm hole. There's actually quite a few. It's all these number 2s. 2s. I'm not drilling all those. I'm going to drill just the ones I need. And if I want to change it to a different setting, then I'll drill the holes then, just to keep from drilling 100 holes in my poor bumper. Anyways, you've got 12 of these total. If I believe I'm right, 12 of these total. There's 12 of these bolts. I think they're 35mm long. 12 of those. There's a big washer, a little lock washer as well. So I'm gonna mock this up. Well, I guess y'all can stay here with me. I'm just gonna lay it on top here just to see how it looks. So this is gonna go like so. I'm gonna line it up with that setting, which is the Monza setting. So I know you can't get a great view of what it's gonna look like until you flip it over, but I think that's what I'm gonna go with. So I'm gonna drill the holes for this setting, which actually this is gonna be, or should be, a lot easier because the holes are already there, or the divots for the holes are already there. So it's these guys here. So they're all over. I mean, you could drill all of them out, but I don't see the need to do that if I already know what setting I'm going to be running. So these are the big 12.5mm holes. So I think I'm going to be on these two, the back two, the middle two, and then all the way around. So I'm going to start drilling those, and then we'll be back with you guys. All right, holes drilled for the Monza setting. I'm going to show you the ones that I did. So it's actually the 2 middle ones on this side, the single middle one, 2 middle ones, 2 middle ones, 2 middle ones, single, 2 middle ones. And I test fit one of the little rivets, or not rivets, let's see what they actually call them. They call them the Where is it? Number 5. Hex bolt with lock washer. It's the official name. Anyways, so that's these guys. So I'm going to show you how that works. So I actually lubricated a little bit with some heavy duty silicone spray, because otherwise it's kind of hard to get them to go in the hole. This is it basically. There it goes through this way, and then you'll understand how it goes, because the threaded portion is actually right here on that end. But you'll see how it works. It took me a second to figure it out, but these are going to go through, and then the spoiler will sit on top of these, the splitter, and then you have the bolts that go through here that will then pull on it, which deforms this end, and that's what's holding it in place. I think the idea behind it was that these are kind of sacrificial pieces. So if you hit something, these will snap off. You'll lose the little splitter. I'm not sure if I'm on board with that or not, considering it's going to stick out 2 inches tops. So everything's going to get destroyed if you hit something. Anyway, so that's lubricated. So basically we just spin it on in there. They are tight. Well, this one might need to be adjusted a little bit. The other one went in way easier than this one did. But I guess you want it to be a tight fit. But there's not too much that's gonna, there's not gonna be a lot of give there. Let me go ahead and clean this hole up a little bit and add a little, also I have PPF. So the PPF is playing a part right there, it looks like. But yeah, I'm gonna lubricate that again, and then I'm gonna stick it through. All right, so I went ahead and cleaned up all the holes. I guess I should have done that earlier. But anyways, I got that one in. I actually figured out a little trick that's going to make this a heck of a lot easier to install them. So that's basically how it's going to go. You'll have this bolt with the little lock washer and the bigger washer. Of course, it's going to go through here first. And the idea is, it's as you tighten it, it's going to deform it on the backside, and that's basically what's going to hold it in place. But so I'll give this guy a shot here. So this goes in here. That one slipped in pretty easily. Maybe good or bad. If they're tough to go, like this one is, throw that, because the threaded part is on the very bottom. The rest is just jello-y rubber. Give it a little love tap. Well, it worked in the last one. Oh, there you go. You had to make sure you had, it went through 2 layers, because now we're going through this, the shield, and then also the bumper itself. So there's a little spacing between them. Anyways, that's all the way in. Pull that back out. Push that one in. So they're good and tight. And then I'm going to go through and do the rest of them. And then it'll be time to mount this splitter. Awesome. All right, got them all in. So again, these 2, middle one, 2 middle ones, 2 middle ones, 2 middle ones, single one, 2 middle ones. And so those are all pressed in. And then I guess I'll give you a quick sneak peek at the back. That's what they look like. I don't know if you can see it too well. Let's go to this one. There. You can see they're perfectly cylindrical. And then once I snug them down, I'll show them to you again. You'll see they should be pretty well deformed. And then, yeah, that's what's going to hold it in place. So, spoiler's going to go back on here. Monza style. And this will be our setup. Good job, Brian. Knocked them all off. 2, 3. Lined up. There you have it. That's the first one. All right, I'm gonna go get the other 11 in, and then I'll be back. All right, I got all the bolts in. All 12 of them. And yeah, I think we're done. I'm gonna flip it over, and we'll take a peek at it from That way you'll be able to see the other side, and you'll be able to see how those little nuts deform, and that's basically what's going to hold it in place. So yeah, that's it. All right, let's flip it over. Actually, before I flip this over, I'm going to show you all this. This is the splash shield that goes below it all, and that's going to really tie it all tie it all together underneath the car. So there's this little slit here, which is going to tie into this guy right here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's this right here. Oh God, I'm doing a terrible job. This little tab that's located right here, it's going to slot into here. And then see these little square holes? Get some special hardware, which is this stuff. I only had 5 in the kit, and I had to order 2 more. They are not zinc coated, it looks like the old ones. But that's the part number. And then you'll have 7 of these guys. Just basically, I don't know how long they are, like 20 millimeter long. Bolts that are going to tie them into there. So this guy hooks into here, like so. And then that's going to slide underneath, like so. And then the bolt, one of these guys, which we'll use a little washer as well. One of these washers. Will then secure it on the bottom. So yeah, that'll go like so. Line right up there, and you put the bolt through it, and that'll tie this into there. There's a couple other locations where it ties into the body. I think right here, there's a stud. I'm not running the I'm not going to be running the Evo ducts. I prefer to have fog lights, especially on an older car like this where the lighting is not that great. So I'm going to keep the fog lights. So I don't have that to deal with. There's going to be a couple screws here that maybe I'll show you guys when I get to that point. I assume now I should probably put, not sure what the order is going to be, whether this goes on first or this, but we'll see here in a second. Let's get the whole thing flipped over. I just wanted to show you that, how that tied in there and there before I go ahead and flip all this over. Then it's going to be a lot harder to get to it. All right, that's it. It is installed. And my goodness, I totally get why so many people do this. It looks so good. I think I'm really pleased with the Monza setting too. It's just enough. It's kind of more subtle than the Nürburgring version, but that's kind of what I'm going for on this car. So there you have it. I'll do a last final view with it on the car, but you get a good idea of what it looks like here. And then actually I was wrong on this. It's way easier to show you now with it flipped up than what I was trying to show you earlier. So I put all these in. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these. And those will line up with these holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you have these slits. I was trying to show you upside down. This slit goes here. This slit goes here. And then it'll be pretty obvious where the it all lines up. All right, I went ahead and mounted it up for you just so you could see what it would look like once it's attached to the car. Just far easier to see visually. And I think I told you the wrong spot. It's actually this slit goes here, the outer one. Skip this one, then it goes to this one. And then the bolts that I showed you earlier, I think they're 10 mil. You've got 7 of those going to go all the way across that are going to tie in the lower splash shield to here, so it all kind of sandwiches together. And then remember that opening that we did at the very beginning under here, we left it wide open. This is where the oil cooler is, so it's going to come here, air goes through the oil cooler, down under here, which is pretty cool, and then we left it wide open. And then here's a view at these. Not the greatest, but they're kind of, see how they're deformed here at the bottom? That's basically what's keeping the little splitter attached to the panel under there. So there you have it. That's the full deal. I think the next photo will be of it installed on the car. All right, that's it, guys. We are done. And check that out. I am over the top. It's so good. It's been a long time coming to find this piece and then finally get this thing installed. But man, it's got the Evo bumper tape, the whole thing. And man, I hope it comes out as good as it does here in person. Because, and the Monza, it's just perfect for me. It's just enough lip, so you know it's there, but without being overly aggressive. Oh yeah, that's so good. Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna get some photos outside. Got a car show in a couple weeks. I'll definitely be having some photos coming from there. So I still have that little splash shield to put on, but I'm gonna worry about that later. I'll have to get the car up in the air to be able to do it. So anyways, that's a wrap. This is Brian again, and appreciate y'all for joining me. If you have any questions, you let me know, and I hope to be making some more fun videos like this. Thanks. Bye, guys.